What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nothing But Skills, and today we're going to be talking about Division Patch 1.8.3. Some of you guys love it, some of you guys hate it, but I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about it and talk about why I don't think we're going to receive Division 1.8.4 anytime soon, because of the amount of time it takes and the amount of resources it takes. It's a lot of work to put out a patch, and to do it right, you need a PTS. That's time, that's effort, and that's just not something the Division has at this time. Because you got to think about it. Division 2 is set to launch March 15th, March 12th if you get early access, and they still haven't released the beta. They haven't showed us any PvP yet, so there's a lot of work that they're currently doing, currently testing, and I'm sure they're running tests. But even after they drop the beta, even after they drop the second beta, because remember, they are going to have two betas. They're going to have the private beta for pre-orders, and then they're going to have the beta for everybody who signed up on the website. Now they're going to take all that information, make some tweaks, and most likely add that to the game. Now, for them to be able to do that efficiently, they're going to have time, and they're going to have enough people working on it and focus on the Division 2. So for them to pull more people off like they did for 1.8.3, I just really don't see it happening. And I made this video a while ago, but recently I received a clip from one of my subs, and then also I watched a video that Epic Slayers put out, and it had the clip that I really wanted to add to this video. So I went to Twitch and I found this clip, and this is something that Terry said. So Terry came out, and this is what he said about 1.8.3, 1.8.4, and I want you guys to listen to it, and we'll talk after.
I wanted to ask, and some of the guys in chat have been asking too, about the meta right now. How do you feel about it? Good, bad? Is it in a good place?
No, I don't think it's in a good place. And if I could do 1.8.4 right now, I would, absolutely. I think it's important, maybe especially for the people with us right now, because you guys are the awesome ones, right? You're here day in and day out, every Friday hanging with Ampy, and I wish I could take all you out for drinks. I do, I really do. I really do, man. 1.8.3 was on the table for one reason, right? And that's because the running in place bug.
Yeah.
Right? That was okay, all stop. We made a mistake. We had this bug reported a long time ago, and we thought it was nothing, when in fact it was something. So we made a mistake. And the people that made the mistake were fired, so good for them. No, they weren't, I'm just kidding. They weren't fired. They had a stern talking to.
Coming in with your business suit on, dude.
Yeah. And so we had to fix it. Obviously, we had to fix it. By the way, I've heard things that's not fixed, and I am a little skeptical. Somebody sent me a YouTube video. Oh, 1.8.3 running in place bug is still here. Mm-hmm. Actually, the video was taken in 1.8.2. And
just uploaded recently?
Yeah, and then said some propaganda bullshit. I was not a fan of that kind of troll. But anyway, we fixed the running in place bug, as far as I know, as far as our QC is concerned. Mm-hmm. And that's why we did 1.8.3. And because we had it cracked open and we had a little time, we thought we'd take a look at, one little bit of a change to help with the Striker, and one little bit of a change to help with Cronus Max and the Showstopper, right? And just kind of wrap things up a little bit. And yeah, I didn't like how Support Station was being used. That is absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. I made that decision, which quite frankly, folks, is in my right to make that decision, despite what the players really appreciate or how they've been using it. It's a shared experience, and we're trying to create an experience, and it might be different than the experience that has been in place for some time. Yeah. And maybe we're molding an experience for what's to come in the future. Grand plans and all that business. Anyhow, the idea wasn't to fix the meta with 1.8.3. The idea wasn't to finally create PvP balance. That wasn't the intent. We didn't have the time for that. It would take, 6 months and PTSs and, all kinds of, probably an ETF and a serious investment, because we have a complicated game. You guys all know that. Our game is complicated. So,
you ready to listen?
to say that we would fix the meta with, our Striker adjustment and our Showstopper tweak and our Support Station, change.
Yeah.
That's
not
just
feasible.
not the case.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.83 as a patch was blown out of proportion. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. If it was, then of course it's our mistake for blowing it out of proportion. You know, maybe it shouldn't have even been a 1.8.3. Maybe it should have just been a, hey, we did some stuff. We fixed some things instead of a, this is a patch.
Right.
I mean, it was a patch, but, you know.
Managing expectations. And
Yeah. So, sure, there's definitely meta problems. I'm not happy. And you know what? I hear through the grapevine that some players aren't happy too. And I respect that. And you guys know how I feel about communication. As long as it's constructive, I'm all for it.
So you can see where he was coming from. He said it would take almost 6 months for them to properly balance the division because it's a complicated game. It would take PTSs, it would take ETF. And to think about that, if it would take them 6 months to properly balance the Division 2 is already going to be out. So where would you invest your time and resources? Is your future game or the game that is out right now? You guys have to think about this. This game has been out for 2.5 years. When Division 2 comes out, it's going to be 3 years. That's a long life cycle for any game. Any game in general, any game that I've been a part of. Most games don't last that long. 3 years is a really long time for any game, and I feel like I got my money's worth, and I feel that they're on the right track to providing us with a better PvP. Now, if you listen to what he said maybe the support station drop and pop was nerfed for us to see things to come. He didn't say it like that, but he did say maybe it was to show us that PvP was going to be a little bit different. We're not going to have that burst healing like you have in Division 1. Maybe that's why they did it. Maybe they wanted to change it up. He didn't really enjoy watching people drop and pop their box, and I totally agree with it. I never really saw how an immune box or an ammo box could give you a bigger heal than your booster shot or your overdose. It just never really made sense to me. And even though it sucks and it's tough for solo players, I think it was the right move. Now, some of the other changes, I mean, were a little harsh, right? I gotta agree with you guys. Striker did get nerfed down to the ground, and that's just something that we have to deal with now. For me, I went into the last couple months knowing that Division 2 was going to be a priority, and I could tell right away it was going to be a priority, just because when most games get announced, so like when a sequel to a game gets announced, the developer puts priority in that sequel because they know that's where their next investment is going to be. That's where their long-term goal is. I felt that they realized that there was so much that they needed to change in Division 1 for it to really work and really be balanced, that it would pretty much be breaking down the game and redoing it all over again, that just releasing a new game with new mechanics would be so much better, and in the long run will be a better experience not only for PvP but for PvE. And I feel that what they're doing for the Division 2, PvE and PvP wise, is going to be good. They have released a little article, so you no longer have to find attachments laying around. You don't have to craft those attachments. You just unlock those attachments. So that also helps out with you. You choose what attachments you want. If you want to run a 3.4 scope, if you want to run a silencer, if you want to run a loud vent break, whatever attachments they have, you unlock those attachments. And I feel that's a good step in the right direction. I kind of like that. I like that a lot. And I can see that the time to kill is going to be a lot less based on how you heal yourself. So in the PvE, you guys realize when you do pop a med kit, it takes a couple seconds for you to fully pop that med kit. And most of the time when I tried popping a med kit, I was standing still. So I think you might have to be standing still. I'm not going to confirm that because I did not try to pop a med kit while I was moving. But when I did try to pop a med kit, I was always standing still. You drop your armor plates and you change it. So I feel all that's going to improve the time to kill. So time to kill is going to be a lot less. And in Division 2, there's going to be a lot less face tanking. So we'll see. We will see what happens with Division 2 once we find out more about when the beta is going to come out, because that's when we'll be able to test it, right? That's when we'll get our hands on the beta, and then hopefully the beta is PvP. Hopefully the beta is the DZ, so we can see how the PvP mechanics of the Division 2 will be. I just want to say thank you guys again for always supporting this channel. If you guys ever don't want to watch me live, you can watch me live on 2 places now. Twitch, twitch.tv/nothing-but-skills, and I will start streaming at least 1 to 2 times a week on YouTube, but not on my main channel, not on this channel. It will be on my second channel, youtube.com/nothing-but-skills gameplay. So at the end of Nothing But Skills, you put gameplay, and that is my second channel. I also have a link to that in the description box, so make sure you guys go over there, hit that sub button. I will start streaming on there at least 1 to 2 times a week on YouTube, because I know a lot of guys have said, hey, I don't have Twitch, can you stream on YouTube? So I will stream on YouTube 1 to 2 times a week, and then the other times when I stream it will be on Twitch. So if you have Twitch, you can just watch me over there. If you don't, well, now this is a way for you to watch me live. I just want to say thank you guys again for always supporting me. Remember, if you guys don't see me in Last Stand, if you don't see me in Skirmish, if you don't see me in the Dark Zone, it's only a matter of time. Nothing but skills out.